We're going to begin today in a comfortable seat, whatever that might mean for you. So that can be with the legs crossed, or it could be sat up on your knees. However feels good for you. Maybe you have a block or a bolster that you like to sit on, or a blanket, something like that. Just finding somewhere that just for a few minutes you can sit and be comfortable, and you won't be too distracted, or you won't kind of get any kind of aches or pains or anything. Just finding somewhere you can be nice and comfy. Maybe bringing the hands into the lap or on the knees, or maybe alongside the body, depending on where you're sat. And if it feels comfortable for you, maybe closing the eyes, or maybe just softening the gaze, looking down and slightly ahead. And to begin with, I just want you to notice. Just take it in. What sounds can you hear around you? I can hear some quite heavy rain outside the window. Check in with yourself. How do you feel today in your mind? Maybe you're practicing this in the evening and you've had a stressy day, or maybe you've just woken up. Are you feeling a little crabby? Or have you woken up feeling nice and happy today? Just check in, just notice. And then we're just going to begin to bring our awareness inwards. And to do that, I just want you to begin to notice your breath. There's no need to change anything at all. Just continue as you were, but just bring your attention onto how you're breathing. Do you breathe through the nose? Do you breathe through your mouth? Do you feel like your breath is up in your chest? Or are you a big, deep belly breather? There's no right or wrong here. Just want you to get used to noticing. And then maybe if it feels comfortable for you, if at any point it doesn't, please just let it go. But if it feels comfortable for you, maybe we're going to begin to deepen the breath. Lengthen your inhale and your exhale. Just to a point that feels comfortable for you. And again, just noticing. Just becoming that little bit more aware of how things feel in your body. Take 3 more nice deep breaths here. Always in your own time, never feeling like you have to follow me or anybody you might be practicing with. And then on your final exhale, if your eyes aren't already open, just beginning to blink the eyes open. And we're just going to take some nice gentle movements now in line with your breath. So again, keeping with your breath pattern, that deeper breath that we've just found. No need to feel pressure to move at the same rate as me. This is your practice. To begin with, we're just going to take the arms out by our sides. And as you inhale, take them all the way up overhead. As you exhale, coming back the way you came, sending the arms out wide and down to the ground. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, send them all the way back down to the ground. Arms up. This time, maybe if it feels comfortable, you can follow with your gaze, looking up towards your hands. And as you exhale, maybe gazing down towards the ground. Let's take a few more of those. Inhale. Exhale, gazing towards the ground as your hands come down alongside you. Let's take one more, and this time I want you to really reach through the fingertips, really stretching out wide, all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, same again, really reaching through the fingertips towards the sides of the room. Exhaling, maybe bringing that chin towards the chest. We're going to take one more inhale up. And this time as you exhale, we're going to bring that left hand on top of the right knee. The right hand comes out either alongside you or maybe out behind. And as you inhale, think about preparing for a twist. So I want you to think about stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae, nice and long through the spine, almost as if you're being pulled up through the crown of your head by a string like a puppet. Keeping your chin nice and parallel to the ground, not necessarily gazing up. But again, if that feels good for you, go for it. We're going to take that left hand, right hand out behind us, nice and tall through the spine to prepare. And then as you exhale, we're going to use that to twist us around towards the right. And there might be a tendency here to use the hands to kind of crank us around a little bit more into the twist. But what I want you to do is just try and find where you naturally twist to. So much so that you can take the hands off and you probably won't move too much. Remembering to breathe here. Sitting nice and tall with your inhales. Using your exhales to twist towards the right. On your next inhale, we're going to come all the way back through center. Arms up overhead. And then exhale, we'll take it to the other side. This time right hand on left knee. Left hand either alongside you or maybe out behind. Inhale nice and long to prepare, remembering vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Nice parallel chin. Being pulled up from the crown of our head. And then as you exhale, twisting it round towards the left. Maybe opting to do that little test, taking the hands off to see if you move. And just breathing into the twist here. Finding your natural twist. On your next exhale, coming back through center, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, bringing them out, down in front of you. We're going to spin ourselves around now, or depending on where you are on your mat, you might not need to. But we're going to find all fours, a tabletop position. So you want those hands to be underneath the shoulders. And you want to bring your knees underneath your hip points. And all we're going to do is take some nice gentle cat-cows. This would be really nice if you've maybe been on your feet all day, or if you've just woken up as well, if you're practicing in the morning. Really nice way to just wake the body up. So as you inhale, we're going to drop the belly down, send the tailbone up towards the ceiling, gaze up, and then we're going to reverse it as you exhale. So pressing the hands down into the ground, pressing the chin towards the chest, tucking the tailbone, reversing the motion. Inhale, gazing up, sending the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, reverse that motion, tuck the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone in, press into the feet and the hands, really pushing the ground away. And then we're just going to take a couple of rounds of this in line with your own breath. So just getting used to that movement and the breath marrying together. And also feeling free to take any other gentle movements that might feel good here. You might want to include the hips, take some little hip circles as you inhale and exhale. You might like to work through the hands, through the wrists a little. Just finding something that feels comfortable for you. And after your next exhale, just going to meet back in that neutral position. So we're not tailbone tucked, we're not tailbone towards the sky, we're just nice and neutral here. And then to end today, we're just going to come to a child's pose. So you can bring the knees and the feet together, and you can send the hands out long in front of you as you bring your forehead down towards the mat. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch in the hips, you can bring your big toes together and take your knees out wide, sitting down onto those heels. And same thing again, taking the hands out long, forehead comes down to the mat. And this is your moment. You can let everything go here. If that nice deep breath guided you through those few minutes of practice, now is the time to allow that to just fade away, for your natural breath rhythm to return. Maybe noticing again how the body feels. Recognizing and maybe thanking yourself for showing up today, even for just a 10-15 minute practice. And feeling free to give yourself what you need in this moment. So if you feel like you'd like to stay here a little longer, grant yourself that permission. It's your practice. When you're ready, just lifting the head and walking the hands back in. If the knees aren't already together, just bringing them back in. Maybe the hands come into the lap. Gently blinking the eyes open if they're not already. And I will leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me for day one, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.